Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy, stampwithleigh.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mentor, Ohio, and thank you for stopping by for this video. Today's card is super easy, but it still is, it's a really pretty card. There's not a lot involved with it, but in my opinion, it really speaks volumes. But before we get started with the card, just for the month of June, Stampin' Up! Is having a special, buy one, get one, 50% off all sweet and sweet products. So buy one, get one, 50% off. You get 50% off the lower priced item. But check that out. I'll have more information about that on my blog site. And what I'm using today is one item, the embossing folder, is from it's not this, where is it? Celebratory Sips. And this is not, I pulled out January. March, here's my May one. Just when I think I'm all set and I've got my act together, I don't. Oh well, what can I say? This one right here. I know this printout, it's hard to see it. Here it is. It's these embossing folders. There's two, and they're small ones. Right here it is. It's this one. So it does give you this pretty floral image. So let me get all this out of the way, throw it on the floor. This is it. This is the card. Very simple, very basic, very easy. It involves really only 2 pieces of cardstock. So we will be die cutting and embossing our cardstock. I'm adding some Darling Duckling ribbon. And on this one, I'm going to change it up a little bit, I think, and I'm going to add some embellishments to it. Haven't decided yet, but that's what I'm thinking. So first of all, I want to, I'm just going to fold my basic white cardstock in half. It's 5.5 by 8.5. I'm just folding that in the middle. I'm going to give it a good burnish with my bone folder. And all of the measurements and all of the products used are listed on my blog site for this card. And if you're watching this from my YouTube video, in the description box, there's a link that you can just copy and paste, and that will take you for the blog post for this card. So I do have my Stampin' Cut Emboss off to the side. This out of the way. You know what? Let me go ahead and stamp and set that aside. It is a photopolymer stamp set, and that is from the Blooming Phrases. That is also an online, and I think, of course, after I threw it in the floor, I think it is from the May online exclusives. I'm not really sure. Yes, it is. Right here it is. So yeah, so the stamp set is also an online exclusive. So you won't find any of those items in a catalog. I'm using Night of Navy ink, and I've got my Thinking of You. I'm just going to ink that up. And fingers crossed that I'm going to get this straight. But you know me, there's no guarantees when I do any stamping. My mom used to always say, stand on one foot and stick your tongue out, and yeah, hold your head a certain way. Maybe you'll get it straight. But again, no guarantees. So like I said, I've got my, this probably would have fit through on the Stampin' Cut Mini, but yeah, I just grabbed this one. If you're wondering what this is not a Stampin' Up! Product. This is found it online, and it claimed that there is a magnetic version of this, but I don't have that one. I have it. I mostly keep it out with my machines for class. This is what I keep in my stamp room. But it takes the place of one of our clear plates, and it claims that by somehow using this, your plates, you don't have to use plates over and over and over. They start to warp and bend. It's true. Your plates do not warp and bend. So I ordered it and tried it to say, Yeah, sure. And it's true to their word. It does not warp your top plate. And I do like it because it does have lines on it, so you can get yourself lined up. And what I'm using here is the Fancy Borders die. This is one of the dies from that. And people at class have said, how come mine doesn't look like after they would die cut? And I always tell people, pay attention to the writing on here and make sure your writing is going the correct way. If you've got your writing upside down, it's going to cut it opposite, and it's not going to be a scallop border. It's going to be opposite of exactly what you want. I don't want this die to move, so I just have some paper tape, and I've got this near the bottom, and hopefully I've got it straight. Again, no guarantees. I'm going to put my top plate on, and I'm going to run this through my machine. And that is going to give me my border. Now I'm going to emboss. So if you are die cutting and embossing, rule of thumb is die cut first and then emboss. If you emboss first and then die cut, you've got a chance that your embossed images are going to get flattened. So I am just putting this in my embossing folder, kind of lining it up, to be kind of straight. I guess it really doesn't matter, but I really don't want it super wonky on there. So now I do have to change my platform. So I'm removing this, which would have been like your clear plate. And I have plates 1 and 2. I think that's what I need. And then this. So that's, I think, is my sandwich. Yep. Yeah, I am so used to us having the 3D embossing folders where you just use 2 plates that when I do use the regular ones, I get confused. And it doesn't take a lot to confuse me. So this is what we're going to do. So yeah, so the really just this little die cut border and the embossing folder is really what makes this card. So I'm going to get my ribbon here, and yes, you can run ribbon all the way around your card. I don't do that because to me it adds bulk, and also no one's going to see the back of this, so why am I wasting my pretty ribbon in an area that no one is going to see? So I've got some adhesive back here. You can use glue dots. Make sure where I'm putting this. Yeah, and I really didn't get that. You know what? I think because part of that's embossed, it's not wanting to stick. So I'm going to use a glue dot. Okay, there we go. I'm going to run this to the other. If I can get my fingers to work. Put a glue dot on the other end. People don't realize, and I never realized, glue dots are really, really strong. They don't look like it because they are small, but they are mighty. Right there, I got that done. I'm going to need those. And I've got my silicone mat out just so I don't get any any adhesive on my glass mat, because right now it has got enough on there. I'm going to put just some of my adhesive on this ends of the ribbon to make sure it doesn't fall off. All right. Now we've got another thing where I want to make sure that this is flush at the top. So I kind of hold my 2 pieces together to give me a flush edge. And it turned out pretty good. All right, this is just a super simple, just a knot. So I'm going to take my ribbon fish that through. And just tie. Get my ribbon going the right way. Just tie a simple knot. Oh my gosh, Leigh. My fingers definitely don't want to work today. It must be in sleep mode. Okay. I'm going to trim up my ends. Oh, that didn't really work out well, did it? Let's try it again. There we go. That out of the way. And then what I always do when I make any type of a bow or a knot, I grab another glue dot, and then I put that underneath where the bow or the knot is, just to make sure that stays secure in place. So, yep, so there we go. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my ink was Night and Navy that I used. And then now I have the 2025, 27 in color flat pearls. I love these. And they're not shiny or sparkly, but they do have like a gloss to them. So I love these. So I'm thinking I might add some of these to my card. And for me, this is always the hardest part. If I am going to add some bling, where am I going to put it? Do I want to put two here, one here? I think I'm going to put one. I'm going to put one down here. And then I think I'm going to put the other ones at the top. Maybe what? Here? There. I always like putting these somehow in like a triangle formation. That's just not picking that up for me. And do we want this one above it? Or do I want this one over here? I kind of like it over here. That's where I'm going to put it. There we go. So yeah, so just a very simple card. Like I said, uses 2 pieces of cardstock. This is the Darling Duckling, and just my card base. That's basic white. So probably would look pretty with very vanilla also. And then yeah, I stamped my greeting. I've got on some ribbon with a very simple knot, just like a knot bow. And on this one, I added the in color flat pearls. So that's it. That's what I have for you today. Again, make sure you check out my blog post that has a special going on in June, and also for the products used and the dimensions for everything. Again, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.